Hello there, all you zombie folks. This is the first episode of Digital Painting with Josh Smosh. Just fucking with you. I'm gonna do a little happy little shading today. I'm gonna do a little happy little shading. So I don't know. It's fun. I enjoy it. Being goofy. We'll do it in a goofy accent. How about that? Alright, folks. As you can see, we got some zombie madness going on here. It's just madness. Like I said, I'll get to talking and shit here and trying to figure out where all these happy little shadows lay. I've got my shadow layer started. Where do I want to start? I usually like to start with the skin first. So let's find our skin layer and we will activate it. Then get to our adjustment layer. We're going to change our brush here to a soft round. And I like to use opacity of 25 and a flow of 50. And then the size will vary. It's a very, very small size right there. Got my handy dandy pen here. And let's see. Our light is going to be coming from over yonder here in the front. From up top. So we're going to do light shading. You got to make sure you got the right color picked. And there we go. Do a little light shading. Oh, look at that. Hand is already coming. Make it a little smaller. Get that little dark part down in there of the hand, making it wrap around, making it 3D. We like that 3D around here. Now zoom in a little bit in this hand, kind of pan over. We're going to make this brush a little bit smaller. Get in this hand where little dark parts of the hand, you know, a little probably a little COVID lives down in there. This guy probably hadn't washed his hands in a while. Yeah, dark part. Yeah, and this is kind of hidden, so this is going to be dark too. And kind of wrap around there, just kind of however you feel. Then we're going to make that brush just a little bit bigger, add a little bit, give it a little more depth. One more, right there. Ah, I think that's good. And then we'll get back to this guy a little bit, give him a little bit more right there. Maybe there's a little shadow right there. Maybe there's a little shadow right there. There's that dark part of his hand again. But you know, COVID ain't nothing to be messed with, you know. Gonna have us all looking like zombies, I think. That dark part of his hand, just making that hand come to life. Yeah, a little there, a little there. Like I say, this hand's kind of bent down a little bit, so both of them, they're going to be kind of a little bit darker. We're going to take our brush up, and we'll come up from the bottom, and we'll just little right there, a little shadow. Right there, a little shadow. A little bit more on that one. This is a little further down right there. Oh, one more. There we go. Alright. So here we are, that grimy part of that hand again, where it gets super dark. Hadn't been washed in years, I'm sure. So here we go. It comes up about right there. This hand's on, this little finger, he's on top, so he's not going to have as dark of a shadow. And we'll go ahead and bump it up a little bit, and just on the other side of the finger, the top side of the finger, just have a little bit of shadow, because you know your finger's round, you got to have a little darkness on the other side. And same thing on all of these, make it dark right there, and then maybe just right there. I think that's good. Then I'm going to create a highlight layer. We'll do some more with the shading, but for now we're going to do a little highlight layer. I like to do brightness, contrast, turn that sun gun all the way up, real bright, maybe just a little bit brighter. And then we'll minimize that. We'll get out and show you. It's bright, folks. It's bright. But you know what? Never fair. Oh, done screwed up here. Let's delete that layer mask. It happens. You know, happy little accidents. delete that layer mask, and then we'll go ahead and create a new layer mask. And we'll take our paint filler and change our color to black, and then make sure we got that selected, and boom. Alright, all that highlight's gone now. And we'll go ahead and tie it. We don't want it to affect everything. So I'm going to hold my Alt button down, and we're going to clip it. Clip it to the color. Alright, so where were we? We were working on the hand, weren't we? Let's zoom back here on old Monty's hand here. And let's get our magic wand, make sure there we go. Select, modify, expand. Expand 1. Just a little bit, you know. Don't want to expand it too much, get outside the lines. Alright, so we're back on our brightness, our highlight level here. We'll turn our brush, we still got that soft brush on. So let's see, let's zoom out again, let's just kind of see. There's light's going to be coming kind of from up here, from the front just a little bit. So where's our highlights going to hit that hand? I think we're going to have some highlights right here on these veins in your hand. You've got a lot of textures in the veins in your hand. When we do stuff like this, I like to switch to a soft round pressure opacity brush. And we'll lower the size a little bit. It's going to be on the top side of that. Just a little swoosh. Just a little swoosh. Oh, if it ain't working, you got to have the right color selected over there. White reveals, dark conceals. There we go. A little bit of highlight. A little bit of highlight. And you know, it's probably going to have a little bit of highlight on the top of his knuckle right there, right there, right there, and maybe right there. And then on his hands, you know, have a little highlight there. Like I said, it's round. The light's gonna affect things differently. And they're just subtle ones. I mean, you hardly won't even tell. Just more for my enjoyment, I would reckon here. Let's see. So the light's gonna come down there. I think we're gonna have we're back to our shadow layer here. We're gonna go ahead and switch that brush back to just the normal soft round at the 25-50 ratio there. Let's zoom on in. I'm gonna zoom on in. Look at that zooming on in, folks. Oh, it's a crazy day here at Room Green Productions. It always is. I normally would be blasting some gangster rap or some heavy metal, but you know, gotta watch the copyright concerns. We don't want to get in trouble, no copyright. So we're going silent, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. You know, it's real dark down in that area. You know, I mean, it's coming right out of his sleeve, and yeah, I think that's good. I think that's dark enough. Well, let's lighten it. Just, I think it maybe got a little too dark on me there. Oh, I don't like that. God loves Control Z, man. I'll tell you, any digital artist out there will tell you, Control Z is a godsend. It ain't no lie. We're gonna get this brush bigger, and we're just gonna make one little swoop there. Ooh. And I think it was too much, but we'll ease it on in. Right there. We go. Alright, I'm happy with that. All that work for that little bitty old hand right there. But you see, it's coming together. So now, let's get to something a little more tantalizing. We'll get old Monty's face there. There we go. Oh, we'll zoom on in, retina burns, man, pan on down. Again, our light's coming from over here, so we're gonna have a nice hard shadow over here. Real soft shadow kind of behind the beard, and then on the inside of the ear. And we'll have highlights on the outside, and all about right here. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Still got that same brush, soft brush, 25 opacity, 50 flow. We are on our shadow layer, shadow adjustment layer, and we got our brush selected. So there we are. So I usually like to start a little soft, build that shadow, widen it up. So it's going to be darkest the farthest away it is from that light. So right there, and there'll probably be a little bit right there. Come in And down there, see, hitting that twice, it's nice and dark. Around the eyes are going to be sunken in. We're going to make them look a little even more sunken in because, you know, God knows zombies have sunken in eyes. So there we go. Give them onto a good sinking in there. This, I'm going to go in and touch this up more. This is just kind of like the first pass. And then, like I said, our light's coming from over here, coming down, so we're going to have a nice dark shadow on this side of the nose there. Just come on down. And we're going to zoom in and kind of get a little shadows on this other nose. I like to take my brush way down on this one. Real teeny tiny. There's going to be a real hard shadow right there. Real hard shadow. And then right underneath the nose there's going to be a hard shadow. So with this little brush I like to take it, go right below it. And that's, you know, the nostril will be right there, so that's going to be real dark in that nostril. Old zombie burgers up in that thing. Ugh. Imagine zombie burgers. Oh jeez. I had little maggots in it too. Ugh. And right here we have a little shadow that would be coming right there, just kind of from that. Now I'm going to take my brush up. I'm going to kind of double over. I'm going to take the bottom part of the nose and the shadow below it, and it's going to darken it and put a little bit of depth onto that. We want it to look, you know, kind of realistic. It's not a realistic art form, these zombie pictures, but you know, we kind of like to get, oh, see right there, I missed a spot. We'll fix that later. It happens. I'm moving pretty fast on all these, so it's bound to happen. Kind of fade that out, and right there, and that it's going to be a little darker around those guys. So we'll give one more pass on that, and a little shadow right there, a little shadow right there, and then we're going to switch back to that soft pressure brush right there, and switch on over to our highlights, because we'll pan down just a little bit. We're going to have a little highlight on his nose right there. That's where we're going to go. While we're in here, we might as well do it now. There's a good highlight. See that? And then we're going to have a highlight right there. I think that looks good. A little highlight. Yeah. And then we'll zoom up here and then see this is going to have a little shadow there when I get it in a minute. But this is going to have a little highlight right here. Little thing right between your eyes. I don't know what it's called. Crease. I think it's a crease. So, I don't know, y'all getting annoyed with my accent yet? Because I'm stuck in it now. I'll probably be talking like this for 3 days. Probably too much ain't different than my regular accent, but... Alright, we're going to switch back. We still got that opacity, and we're going to make this a little bit darker. Look, right over there. We'll get that good and dark right there, yeah. And then just a little bit more, right in there, good and dark, with darker spots. Ooh, right there would be a good dark spot. And let's pan on over in this kind of the sunken part of the eyes. And zombies with their sunken eyes. So there we go. I think we're getting good there. Let's pan that out. There we go. Right on up to that sunken eye. One little more time on there. Yeah, that'd be a little right there, just kind of coming over the mouth. And this his mustache. He's got a big old mustache, big burly mustache. There'd be some right there. There'd be a little shadow right there from this side of it, and this will be a little bit darker anyhow. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna switch to our brush, back to the soft round. We're gonna bump the size up a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and zoom on out, full screen. Then we'll just zoom in on a face, get a full good look at it here. Look how much that face is already coming to life. Pretty crazy. We're gonna go zoom in one more time, and we're gonna make this. Oh, we're gonna do that first. I'm losing myself right there. That'd be a pretty good dark spot right there. All right. So we're gonna bump this brush up, and like I said, this is dark, so we're gonna. Boom! Look at that! Look at that! All right. Bump it back down. We're gonna have a soft little shadow right here, just kind of off the beards. Beard's coming off the skin. It's just a soft shadow. Same with the hair. There's always a little shadow around the hair. Shadows are strange little dudes. That's too much. Thank God for Control Z. Pop it up there. Shadows get where you don't think they're gonna get. You know, I mean, light's a funny thing. It wraps around, shoots around. So we'll do a little bit right there too. Right there. And just a little bit right there. Alright, we're going to zoom in and work on this ear while we're here. zoom in on that ear. Alright, so we're going to take it on down. And put a little depth to that ear. Just having real crazy movements on this, because you want the shadows, and there'd be wrap it around a little bit, because it's going to wrap it on this side of the ear. Right there'd be a good hard shadow, because it's wrapping around. Now on the bottom of the ear, there'd be a shadow right there. Right there, yeah. A little bit of shadow coming out right there. And I'll bump it over and just give it a once over and kind of smooth it on out. And we're going to go to our highlight. Oh yeah, these highlights are fun here. Let me tell you, these highlights are fun. We got our ear. We're going to have a highlight right there. It's going to be pretty predominant, so I'm hitting it 3 or 4 times. And my opacity is 25, so 4 times it's going to be 100% opacity at that. Then there'll be a little bit here, a little bit on this guy, and then we're going to call that. That looks pretty good, pretty doggone good ear right there. Any zombie would be proud to have that ear. And let's up there, and we're going to hit deselect. We're going to take our little marching ants off there. So as you can see, just a little bit of shading that we've added already. Comparison between the two faces, it's a pretty substantial change. And I'm just I don't even got that plugged in. Good Lord, we're having technical difficulties over here. Bob Ross needs Josh Smosh needs his technical crew. Chop chop. All right. Anyways, let's do his eyes and just bring his eyes. Eyes are always fun. Soulless eyes. What am I looking for? Oh, I'm looking for my move tool. Then I right click on that eye and I click on the layer. If you ever have a hard time finding what layer it is on, I'm telling you, that is a godsend as well. You could have hundreds of layers and you right click on your move tool and you select the layer and it takes you to the layer. Alright, I've already got an emboss effect on the eyeballs there, because I like how that gives it a little shading, little shadow right on the top of, right below the eyelid, the top eyelid. So we'll control click that thing and we got it selected there. So we want to do a little shading. Make that eyeball look round now. Just looks like a flat piece of there. So we've got that selected. We need to make sure we get on to our shading level, our shading adjustment level. I can't preach it enough. I'm not preaching. We don't do that stuff here. So just on the corners of the eyes, we're going to go darkest at the sharpest corner of that, because that's how it looks. If you pay attention to the way the world around you, your people around you, that's how they work. So there we go. We've bumped up our brush. We're fading it in a little bit more. It's making them corners even darker and darkening some of that up. So I like that. I kind of like that a lot. So with the sunken eyes, they're gonna be hit in a little bit more than their original base color. So I like to hit the one closest to the eye once, and usually twice on the second one. And we will deselect that. We will go ahead and zoom out and give us a feel. So now them eyes look like they're really soulless eyes of that zombie. So let's go ahead and we'll finish Monty up, and then I'll wrap this up for now, because it's going to take me a while, and I don't think y'all want to sit through a video this long. So we're going to wrap it up here. We're going to work on his mouth. And I'll just straight pick up on that. So get our magic wand. Where the hell did our magic wand go? Alright. So we're going to select the gums. We're going to select that. Then we will do our select, modify, expand. Folks, I want to tell you, I talk like this when I'm doing, I got a funny accent when I'm working. This ain't no joke. I mean, I'm sitting here talking to myself and making sure I'm following the steps. I just wanted to record it all. I mean, maybe not this accent, and usually not fully out loud. But I am being recorded this go around, so I'm giving y'all a show here. So, brush picked, same brush, 25 opacity, 50% flow. And again, we're on the inside, so this is the farthest away from the light. We're going to get it a couple good times on that outside. The jaw's coming out at you a little bit, so there's not going to be much shadow right there. So we're just making it that. This guy is going to be pretty dark because he's kind of just hiding behind that mustache there. We're a couple more good swipes, and we'll bump it up. Then we'll bump it up, and then I'll kind of come in with it instead of going up and down with it. Come in with it. Then good couple, I like that. Then we're going to shrink that on down. We'll put a little bit there, a little bit there. Remember, our light's coming from over here, so anything on them things right there, I think that's good. And we'll have a little bit there, a little bit there, a little more right there. I think that's good. I think that's good. So we're going to deselect, get out of that. And then we're going to do our teeth. Do these old nasty zombie teeth. Imagine the breath on this zombie. The zombies have some horrible breath. What do you think? Somebody needs to invent a zombie brush. They can brush their teeth. Maybe one of them grill things you clean your grill with. Whew. That might do the job. I don't know. So we're selected. We got our teeth. Got our teeth selected here. We're back on our shadow adjustment layer. We're picking our brush. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Put a little more detail on the teeth. Folks, you got to kind of decide what kind of level of detail you want to do on these things. So let me tell you what, because you can get in here and do some stuff and nobody in there, nobody's going to be able to see it. Nobody's going to know it's there except for you. So you just kind of got to go with what makes it look good. So again, we're doing the same thing, going up and down, kind of hitting the teeth, hitting the overall, where some shadows would be. There'd be a good shadow there, and then see, we're going to be dark here. We're going to have a shadow from the mustache and just a shadow from going back down there. So we're going to get it good there, right there, get it, hit it good, hit it good, hit it good. Hit that real good. It's going to be dark right there. Now we'll go ahead and zoom out a little bit. And back in. And a little bit more. Zoom a little bit more. Come on, there we go. Alright, folks. Back to our brush. We're going to bump that size up. We're going to bump that size up. Hitting it some more. Just coming on in there. Again, we're going to have a little shadow from that mustache up there. It's going to be a little less, but we'll give it there. And these back teeth, you know, going to be just about as dark as you can get them. Bump it up a little bit more. Right there, right there. I think that looks good. And we're going to go ahead and do this jawbone. He's done chewed his stuff off there. We're going to go select, modify, expand, OK. So there we are. We're back into there. Again, we're going to have that shadow. We'll just take this down. And that shadow from that mustache. And this bone's kind of wrapping around 3D like, so it's going to be darker right there. And then this thing's sticking out, so it's going to be darker right there, creating a little shadow right there. And then just have a little bit down there. And over here, it's not going to be as dark, but there is going to be a shadow right there, especially not very dark right there. Alright, so I think we get that a little darker. And, you know, we're going to have a little shadow of that coming on right there. And a little hole right there. Just give it a little bit. Like I say, light's a funny thing. Light is a very funny thing. It does funny things when it wraps around things, moves around things. So I'm just got a bigger brush going on here. A little bit there. A little bit there. Kind of blend it all in. Blend it all in. Alright. Last thing I want to do, fix these teeth there sticking out right there. Good Lord, what happened there? What happened there? We're going to take this brush small. We'll go just small. There we go. Fix him up. Fix him up. I ain't got nothing selected. I'm just going directly onto the layer. I'm going to make him pay for being insubordinate. Alright, last thing I'm going to do is the inside of this mouth here for you. Kind of losing my accent now. Getting tired of doing it. I don't know how how long we've been going on, and it's like, I don't know, it doesn't say. Doesn't say, I don't know. Let's go. We are selected. We're going to expand. 1. Boom. Back to our darkness. Again, this is his mouth. This is going to be inside. I started using red because I figured it'd be bloody and kind of crunchy in there, so started using red. But we're going to go with a big brush. We're just going to, this is going to be the darkest parts where we ain't going to see much color coming out of there. And he's going to have, like I say, this red, it's all going to be dark, but we're just going to darken it all up. It's going to be super dark there. Yeah, he may have a tongue still in there. He may have chewed it off. Who knows? Let's see. Let's go ahead and zoom out. We're going to go zoom out, and then we're going to call it for this video. I just wanted to show you how my process of shading is. My Bob Ross process. I'll have to do a little bit of, that's too hard there. That's way too hard. But you know, that's how it goes. But I talk to myself. We talk to these happy little shadows. Still need to fix that. But yeah, we'll smooth that up a little bit. Make it a little less hard. A little less harsh. That may still be a little too dark, but at least it's feathered out a little bit. Oh yeah, that's a little bit way too dark. Way too dark right there. Easy fix. Easy fix. Beautiful thing about Photoshop, digital art. One swipe, boom, I think we're there. Alright, so there we have it. If you've watched this all the way to the end, I think you deserve a prize. Comment on the video, and I will send you a keychain. How does that grab you, Bob? Thank you. Have a good day.